Hello everyone, today we're playing some Napoleon Total War, or I'm going to show you a recording of it. Nice crisp battle over here, on the eve of a battle. This is my army, that's the Allied army. I have NTW 3 camera on, so it's going to be really nice. Might have a bit low FPS. Not lower, but a bit choppier than normal for increased graphics, because I'm used to low graphics and low FPS. So let's see what my allies bring. He brings some chasseurs à cheval, which are hunters of horse, I think it can translate to. Yeah, chasseurs means hunters. À cheval means of horse, and A can mean a lot of things, because the accent. I'm just gonna, put it in slow motion so nothing happens. Chevaux léger lancés, some lancers, not much more needed. My ally, he's bringing some guard seamen, some old guard, some more old guard. The 18th Regiment of Line Infantry, the Brave, some Fusiliers of Line, more Fusiliers of Line, some rockets, more Fusiliers, just a good deal of Fusiliers, some Chasseurs, and the 6th Regiment of Light Infantry. He just has normal general staff, and he's a bit more chassé à cheval and I'll say in his army. Before the battle begins, just gonna have to pause that. Leave a timestamp at the end of in the description about when the battle is going to begin. Anyways, this is for my army: 6-pounder horse artillery, some Fusiliers of the line, some Swiss foot. All of my guys have 2 experience, by the way. 3, because I like that strat. 2 works, but 3 is recommended. Some young guard as well, and I have the old guard. So yeah, I have some chasseurs à cheval, and my general, which is Marcel Soult. And I like having my skirmishers, my chasseurs, already prepped in this formation, because it takes a bit to, put them into position. In that way, they don't get to instantly fire. My enemies have hussars, lancers, some foot guard, more foot guard. Foot guard are equivalent to the young guard, so I should be able to match them on the flank, most likely. Here's some musketeers, the standard Prussian army. In the back, rather than having Jaegers or Silesian Schützen, is Prussian Fusiliers, a normal general staff, and a rocket troop. And that's about it for one Prussian army. The next Prussian army... Actually, no, there's the enemy army of the Swedish. Yeah, he also has some more hussars and lancers. The Swedish have a 12-pounder foot artillery, Hans Heinrich von Essen. Then you got some line infantry for Sweden. Then you have some lifeguard of foot, more line infantry, and you got some more lifeguard of foot and some dragoons. Yeah, and that's it for the army comps. Now let's see how the battle begins. So I don't know why everything here is just not that realistic. I am not totally sure. I think it's just due to my graphic settings. I change them pretty easily. Also, I like having grass. It just makes everything feel a bit more realistic. What I do first, send up my 6-pounder horse artillery. As the enemy is firing on them, I do lose some chasseurs à cheval. Chasseurs à cheval, not à cheval. Oh, and à. They have the same meaning. It's just that they're a bit different. Conjugation, whatever other terms it is. Then you got my Swiss foot, Fusiliers, all moving into position without the young guard. As well as my chasseur. I think I want to just like keep my young guard in position, ready to fire and attack the enemy. And my old guard is sort of like that last moment reserve attack, because they can do a lot of things just on their own against an enemy. I don't necessarily know my. Oh yeah, I can just use my positions for my allies. Also moving up his forces. The NTW's moving up on the flank. My army's formed up. My young guard are moving into position. Those rockets are going to continue to tear me apart, as well as this artillery. It's weakening my chasseur à cheval. I think chasseur à cheval are a pretty good cav unit. Yeah. Also, I only really care about like 2-3 units of lights. You don't really need 4, which is the usual amount, because what I like doing is moving up my line infantry, who will beat the enemy lights. And that's basically it. Like after that, yeah, it's mainly just, you know, your troops that fire on it. And the enemy will lose troops whilst fighting your men. Yeah, I certainly don't have that many men against the enemy, but we do have a pretty good force in terms of morale. Now, one recommendation is always have thin lines. You will take less casualties than thick lines. There's another video I'll post about it, which shows like me playing the Waterloo map, and during it, whilst I was playing that Waterloo map, yeah, I was playing the Waterloo map, and I had my, you know, British forces. I was playing the British. We had like a historical-esque battle. The nations were the same. They had worked with the Prussian army. One army representing the Dutch and Belgian and that kind of troops. Yeah. As you can see, yeah, over there I showed how you do that. Now, as you can see, enemy cav running into my guys, taking heavy casualties fighting my lights, allied cav, and you know, this is my cav. Actually, no, it's my cav. They protected my artillery pretty well. The enemies were routed. Though this force of Lancers did get my artillery, that would be it for my artillery. Enemy forces moving in pretty quickly.
Our men are running, sir!
The Lancers moving in for the Jaegers. Yeah. The Swedish front doesn't really get very active at the start of the match. Mine's the one that gets comparatively active. I like separating my lights, but there's a problem with it in that enemy can easily charge. But these guys can take a lot more area than a normal standard line unit, which makes them ideal if you really want to entice the enemy. Like if you can have the enemy try to break your flank, and when they try and engage in melee or send up troops, you should be able to send up your guard units or something, or a reserve, and just like beat back the enemy, because they will run in, get close, and then take a hefty attack on you.
Mettez-vous à couvert, imbécile!
Yeah, so,
our men are running, sir!
Where did they go? I think my cav moved in. I don't know who's running. Whoever it was, I don't know. Anyways, there's gonna be some light action here. These guys have the same range, so yeah. Over here, yeah, the enemy's not watching their cav, and their cav's getting revived now. The Swedes are probably like waiting on me to get attacked or something. As you can see, the Prussians moving up. I was being a bit defensive. I saw them, so I decided to run away from them and just get some shots on. Now, this is what I like. The enemy's going to take casualties.
We have killed their general, sir. Now they must break.
Yeah, this was a really good cav unit. They rushed into the, the general and the rockets. Like, they took out the enemy rockets and general. Yeah, that was really. It was a really good play by the Chassé à Cheval. The Chassé à Cheval really did a good job here. Anyways, the enemy's trying to outflank my Chassé. I needed to improve my
We have killed their general, sir. Now they must break.
Yeah, those Chassé à Cheval are deadly. They killed both generals in one fell swoop. My ally, his cav got wiped out. He didn't have a charge there, but the other ones managed to get some shots in. They went to melee. Now, this would have been a perfect opportunity for me to push up my guards, which I am doing. Like, my young guard getting pushed in for that moment, they can attack these Prussians. They catch them off guard. Now, the Prussians are sending in some Lancers. My Chassé à Cheval, very tired. They still get the job done. They did what they're supposed to do. Let's watch this final charge from the Chassé à Cheval. Come on, guys. Fire! And there you go. These guys basically just like won the battle for us.
Our men are running, sir!
Now, as you can see, the Chassé à Cheval, they did break. I was hoping for, him to try to bend his lines, but considering he didn't have the force. Now he's out of position. Just come out of melee, and is being trapped by the guard. But he doesn't have much. Because all out. It's going to take a large amount. Already, the men are starting to break. Got outmaneuvered by the young. Now, they could have come in and saved the Chassé, but they're a bit too far away to really provide these young guards are getting closer. I wanted to beat these Jaegers. I moved my forces up pretty forward. My Swiss foot and everything. My lines were starting to break and bend, because one thing is that mixing these really does mixing your lines. That doesn't
Our men are running, sir!
Normal units, like the Jaegers, it works with others. Enemy cabs, everything. I'm pretty sure I didn't see the enemy cabs because I was focused on microing. My young guard defeated them. Utter collapse in the Prussian line. You see how we get and stuff like that. Yeah, we didn't see the charge by the Prussians. It was too late.
Our men are running, sir!
Yeah, when I heard that, I knew I was. Well, yeah, like the center broke. These few units, this one unit, outflanked. What I was doing is I was pushing my guards, trying to keep the enemy occupied, break this flank and force them to curve the line. At this point, I knew I needed to send in the old guard. Yeah, if I didn't send in the old guard now, I'd lose the battle. Over here, nothing really happens besides, you know,
Oui, monsieur.
the chasseur doing some skirmishing on the lifeguard afoot. The battle didn't really start this time. It was mainly just a wait. The battle continues with, you know, firing. This was foot unit, which returned.
Our men are running,
Spirit
sir.
Flame. This one collapsed as the flames collapsed. These guys ran out of ammunition, so I just pushed them up. Now it's just a young guard fighting. The old guard didn't get pushed up yet. I was waiting for the line to curve. Because I knew once the line curved, I could try to outflank them. As the enemy is getting pushed. If I'm starting to lose a flank, if I've lost a flank, instead of getting encircled, I like to push. Take that one last push.
The entire unit is dead, sir.
Yeah, at this time, the young guard was starting to get weaker. And the remaining rockets were holding. The Swiss foot unit was kept here to like ward off the cavalry. Now the Swedes pushed off at this time. Over here, just more cab action. The Imperial Guard and like these guys. Basically, it's just a bunch of exchanging of volleys. He's setting up some of the Fusiliers to help me. I'm running chasseur. At this time, I knew the young guard. They're basically broken. I brought my sister out of the square. Yeah, they weren't really going to do anything just stuck at square because they didn't get back. So I decided to let him get charged. They were able to break the Lancers coming at him, but by that time, and by the time I noticed anyways, forming square not possible, so they just, you know, they went into melee. The old guard got into position pretty quick. They were running in, you know, with the remainder of the young guard.
One of our units has used all its ammunition, sir.
I'm pretty sure that's a young guard. Yeah, they were running in. The old guard fired their volleys. Did incredibly well. Like I moved much swoop up. The French are pushing up as the Swedes collapse their line. Utterly collapsing after the guards getting skirmished down. It kind of just opened up the way for the Swedes to collapse. The young guard doing extremely well, holding on. More young guard defending. The old guard firing. The Lancers. Yeah, like I didn't have any other flanks to really worry about. So I could just micro my way out. So the old guard formed square, kept the Lancers out of the way. Yeah, my general's around, so I didn't really break. Now, the young guard over here, fighting to the last. Fusiliers of the Prussians are there. The Swedish front really wasn't anything to behold at the time, for me anyways, and even before this, I didn't really see much action besides a full just breaking of the Swedish line. Like, as the French fired volleys and sort of ripped into the enemy who was pretty weak, they were destroyed. I had my young guard. Actually, no, I didn't. I had the Allies Fusiliers position up. Now, the weakened foot guard moved in. My recently brought back chasseur moved in. The old guard pretty bleak. Prussian, they were, I was sending up 2 line. All that I have left is my young guard, these Chasseur, and the old guard. The old guard broke this unit. They were doing really well. They were doing fantastic. Those rockets, though, even though the Chasseur managed to, young guard at this point were pretty weak. They've been losing a ton of them.
Our men are running, sir!
They just shattered. You can just see how the carnage of the battle, just like where the lines were. I mainly lost because the flanks and everything started breaking, and the enemy had an integrated line. Now at this point, only the old guard are here. Allied turn. The Swedish are forming square and just getting picked off, and the old guard won't get near the hold. These are an astonishingly good unit if used properly. At this time, they've basically just ran out of ammo. They have a few shots left and they really went black. So I decided to charge men. Yeah, this is basically it. The 2 guys didn't win. Your final stand. And then the old guard broke back. They were wavering after that. I wasn't surprised. They did pretty well. They did really
Our
well.
men are running, sir!
Broke. Marshal still was in the battlefield. I don't remember where he was, but yeah, I don't know if that's a rally ability, but at this point I didn't really care because we had already won the battle. Yeah, the foot guard went in for a final charge. They managed to make it like ours did for their final charge. The Chasseur, however, they made it. They were able to push up. Yeah, it was a pretty close battle for me. My allies wrapped up the enemy really well for Chasseur. Yeah, I think the Cav is really something. I need to work on defending against Cav, and at that knowing when to form square, because a lot of the time I don't really micro.
A glorious victory, sir,
well,
is soon to be yours.
I just get overwhelmed with fighting all across the line. If you look over here, you can just see where the lines were, and just how messy and confusing everything gets. I will tell you, I'm not the best player, but I am really good. Well, not really. I'm pretty good. I can manage the whole thing. If I had microed a bit better, I might have been able to win that combat, or just get more victory, because I know the old guard could have won. Anyways, that wrapped up the battle. Enemy killed, for me anyways, wasn't at my best performance. My ally definitely did sweep the floor. However, my losses were greater because that, sort of integrated line really did do a lot of damage. And not forming square also did a ton of damage. Leaving my lines open for attack, kind of a sufferable loss. But kill KDR ratio for this doesn't really matter. Like, I've won battles really easily, but taken a lot of casualties. Like some of my Spanish battles, my guerrillas they won the battle for us, but my main force just got like combine killed. But since the enemy's artilleries and howitzers got wiped out because of those guerrillas, we won the battle. So yeah, though Sweden was pretty much wiped off the map, Prussians did pretty well. See unit stats. I didn't actually get to check them during the battle. My young guard basically just paid off really well. My line infantry units didn't really do a whole lot. My old guard really didn't pay off that much in terms of, like kills, but they did hold the enemy off and stopped the Swedish from merging with the Prussians. So yeah, tactically, you need to think tactically more than KDR, in my opinion. Yeah, alright. Hopefully you guys had a nice day, and I'll see you guys next time.